Welcome back to Houston Life. Our next guest has one of the coolest jobs around. She's the author of Drink Dat New Orleans, a guide to the best cocktail bars, neighborhoods, pubs, and all-night dives.
So necessary when in New Orleans. Hey, she's also a co-author of the book, The French Quarter Drinking Companion. Basically, when it comes to booze, she can tell you everything you need to know from how it started to how we make it today.
I love it. I love it. And she is in town tonight for a spirited dinner at Brennan's of Houston. Welcome, cocktail historian Elizabeth Pearce. I feel like you are the connoisseur of cocktails.
Well, I do try, and it's nice to make a living at it as well.
Absolutely. So these books you've written, I mean, you had to spend time. It's not just making cocktails. You're from Louisiana. You're passionate about this, and you've done your homework.
Yes. Absolutely. I drink for a living, and you know, so sometimes
we're secretly taking notes.
I get to take the receipts from the bar and pass them on to my accountant, and he's like, absolutely.
Nice. Right, the only place you can write off an entire bar tab.
Right.
But tell us, what is a cocktail historian?
So I tell the story of New Orleans through its drinks, the same way that some people use gumbo or pralines and use food to do that, or other history. It's definitely a city that you can make a living doing that, which is not everywhere. I do sometimes also talk about not drinks, but honestly, it's the booze that pays the bills.
Okay, the booze pays the bills. I like that. So, but how did you get into that? How did this happen?
So actually, I was the senior curator of the Southern Food and Beverage Museum. And so I helped to open that from 2004 to 2008. And of course, that year ended in the great financial apocalypse.
Oh.
And funding dried up. Everybody got laid off. And my joke is I went on unemployment, drank heavily, and dated a musician, which is the holy trinity in New Orleans. You just need to shift your professional path. 2009 is the year that I learned both unemployment and musicians run out after 6 months.
Yeah.
And the museum stayed open through volunteers. It's still open. You should totally go there. But I needed a paying gig, so I took all the programming that I had been presenting at the museum, and I began to sell that and to convention and meeting planners. Then I started a cocktail tour, and that was in 2012, and I'm still doing it. The lights are still on.
Congratulations.
Good for you. So when you were laid off, I mean, thanks for sharing that, because that's tough. I mean,
yeah,
that's like a dark moment, and you joke about it, but that really did change the trajectory of your life and what you do now. Do you have any, what is your best words of wisdom for people? Because I think even though, you know, I think now people can relate to that.
So it's terrifying, and then you just keep going. Like, and I mean, like, yeah, it helps if you have like friends and family who can support you. Financially, occasionally, but also emotionally. And I think that finding it doesn't even have to be the thing you're passionate about, but it can be the thing that you enjoy and that you're kind of good at. And maybe if nobody else is really doing it, then you can try.
Like, why
just
not
try.
You? Yeah. You try to do it.
Well, aside from tonight's event, let's talk about the tours that you do. If people want to go, and then what can they expect from a tour?
So the tagline is, it's 4 drinks, 3 centuries, 2 hours. So I can tell you the entire history of New Orleans through these drinks. It is a walking tour through the French Quarter, and we stop at various places along the way, and each drink is connected with the place that we're stopping at. So it's like a picnic, but with alcohol.
Okay, we're looking at some of your pictures here, but you also do something on Zoom.
Oh yes, if you if any Houstonians want to hire me and you don't want to bring me back to Houston, then you can do a virtual cocktail class with me, and those are really fun. It's a great way to connect with friends and family, and well, you have to be 21 to take the tour, but I'm not checking IDs through a screen, because what are children for if not to learn how to make a martini and bring it to you at 5:30 every day?
Okay, hold on. Before we
knowledge is power.
That is so Before we get to the event details, me and Tessa have been dying to know.
Okay.
What is your favorite cocktail?
Okay, so the last drink of my life, which I think everybody should know what that is, just like your last meal.
Yeah.
It's an old fashioned. It's my mother's favorite cocktail, and it's you know, it's a classic. And
it is. It's so beautiful, but it's so stiff. That's such a stiff drink.
But it's your last one. You don't even have to drive anywhere afterwards. I mean, presumably done after that.
So tonight you're at Brennan's,
Yes.
and you're going to tell us the history of an old-fashioned very soon when we move you into the kitchen. So you're going to shake things up with us. You are sticking around, and this old-fashioned, I mean, I got to say, it's a little intimidating.
It is, because we've talked about it. It puts a little hair on your chest. These are the past events from Brennan.
Oh, look at you, Elizabeth.
Yes, Prohibition. That was fun.
The one before was the tequila event, and I was at that one. And you're
Yes.
so great at your job. I love it.
Thank you.
Tonight, 6:30, Brennan's of Houston includes a 3-course meal. More details are up at HoustonLife.tv. And after the break, she's going to fill us in on the stories behind those classic cocktails like the daiquiri and the old fashioned.
Oh, my leg hair just grew just saying it. Okay, Houston Life will be right back.
Okay.
Cheers.
Welcome back to Houston Life. We love a good happy hour in Studio B, so we moved into the kitchen with cocktail historian Elizabeth Pearce.
And she is going to share the stories behind some of our favorite cocktails like the daiquiri, gin fizz, and the old fashioned. All right, Elizabeth, we are starting with the daiquiri here.
Classic daiquiri.
The classic daiquiri, but I never knew where it even came from. So fill us in.
It's very easy to remember.
Okay.
It came from daiquiri, Cuba. And it became very popular when Americans were fleeing the United States during Prohibition, and it was the closest place that you could legally drink.
Wow.
So everybody went down to Cuba, and they were like, what is this amazing, frosty, refreshing cocktail? And so the daiquiri becomes super popular, and eventually after Prohibition makes its way back.
Okay, I didn't even know that there was a city called daiquiri
I didn't
in
either.
Cuba.
It's very tiny.
Okay, it's tiny, but people loved it. Is this true? JFK sipped a daiquiri to toast his presidential win in 1962?
Allegedly, I can't check with him. But
Okay, fair
And then during World War II, there was a whiskey shortage and rum drinks became very popular. Okay,
Yes.
let's make this thing.
All right, so you have rum, very important.
Very important.
And it's a very easy cocktail to remember because
Okay.
the proportions are 2, 1, 1.
Okay.
So 2 of rum, 1 of simple syrup.
Okay.
And simple syrup.
What are you doing, ounces or?
Yes, so
Okay,
2 ounces of rum, 1 of simple syrup, and 1 of fresh lime juice. And we have limes with a juicer because you should use an actual lime, like not from the plastic.
I got it.
Okay,
Yes.
gotcha.
It'll always taste better.
If it only has 3 ingredients, please make sure that they're delicious. And
Tessa, our resident
yes.
bartender.
Yes. Okay, here we go.
And then you can strain it in here.
Alrighty.
And we have a lime wheel already prepared. And there you go. There's your.
Don't mind if I
Tell
do.
me how it is.
Okay, hold on.
And here, Elizabeth, you want to try
Yes,
it too?
yes,
You already
we
pre-made
can-
these for us.
Right, sure.
Oh my God, it's
Cheers.
delicious.
Cheers.
And you know what?
Oh, cheers,
This
Lauren.
is one of those drinks where even before you put it in your mouth, you can smell it and you know what's coming.
Totally.
Oh,
Yes,
it's so
they're
good.
very aromatic with
yeah.
all the lime juice.
And the fresh
sip it,
lime
sip
makes
it.
all the difference for sure. One
Yes.
sip.
Yum.
All right, moving right along.
Here we go, like a choo-choo train.
So this is the Ramos Gin Fizz, named for the man who invented it, Henry Ramos. And we've pre-mixed the gin fizz, lime juice, lemon juice. A key ingredient actually here is orange flower water.
Okay.
So it has a sort of very floral, aromatic quality.
Is that the only thing that it does for this drink is present more
Yes,
of the
it's
smell?
the tiniest little bit of it. Some people say it's like drinking a flower.
Okay.
And then what makes it fizz is the fizz. So fizzes are topped with soda, although there's also a diamond fizz, which is topped with champagne.
Oh, now you're
So if you've ever heard of a French 75, that's what a diamond fizz.
Nice.
So here we have.
Thank you, ma'am.
This cocktail was super popular. And
Do you
still
mix
is.
this up? Do you
No, it is
Oh,
as
this
is. So it's for yeah.
Cheers.
So you get your straws and
Okay.
I'll drink it just
Okay.
by
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Oh,
really
it's very
also
frothy
delicious.
and
I love it.
And it was the favorite cocktail of Huey Long, the governor of Louisiana. Who drank it at the Roosevelt Hotel, where the Sazerac bar is. So it's its home today. And allegedly, again, kind of like with the Kennedy thing, I can't promise.
I love
but
some folklore.
Allegedly, Huey Long built Airline Highway so that he could get from Baton Rouge to New Orleans in less than an hour straight straight to the Roosevelt.
You know what I like about anything fizzy on top of something? It really cuts any kind of super sweetness. So it really, I don't want to say dilutes it, but it helps out with that extra sweet flavor. Like sometimes, like as older I get, I don't like handle the sweetness as well.
Right.
So the fizzy top really.
And this is sweet,
Perfect.
but it's like creamy and good. And yes, the fizz helps with that.
It
the
is.
fizzy part of the
It's
fizz.
sort of desserty without being like eggnog.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
That's
Right.
excellent.
Yes.
Okay.
That is yummy. Okay, and this Ramos guy is said to have sold 5,000 gin fizzes in 1 week.
Yes, he was super popular.
Oh my gosh.
Except there were no ladies at his establishment for, well, pretty much. He
What a whack
He
establishment.
closes during Prohibition, but he did allow husbands to come and get a gin fizz to go and bring it back to
and
their
take it
wives.
home.
But I mean,
Lovely.
like, this isn't gonna last. all
Here,
the way
babe, I
back.
brought you something. It's like separated and okay.
You're very
Keep trying.
You're
They
very
were trying.
deflated gin fizz.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, and lastly, we're actually going backwards in time. This is an old fashioned.
Okay.
And some old fashions have a cherry. Some old fashions will have a little rind, a little twist, and we're using both.
Ooh,
Why
okay.
choose? So we have here, these are orange rinds, and what you want to do is you want the oil from the orange to, and you can kind of see it, that it's, if you squeeze it,
saw it.
right, it goes like that.
in there,
I saw it
And
again.
then you can kind of like rub it against the side, and then so you can just sort of place
So,
it in
but
there.
why the orange
And actually,
rinds
if I
and
do, maybe sometimes I can like,
You can see it.
yeah, right. So you can see it.
But Elizabeth, why the orange rinds and the cherry? Is that just specific for this cocktail?
Well, this is giving. Okay, let's do this. First, give it a smell without the orange.
Okay.
All right, now take this one.
Give me that one.
Okay.
All right.
Oh yeah. I mean, that orange takes over.
So it really is adding another layer, and plus it's pretty, and we drink with our eyes as much as we drink.
It's pretty big.
with our,
thing.
with
Okay.
our
And
drinks.
always the round one ice cube in the middle, right?
So it's known for one big fat ice cube, and originally, like when it was first created, bartenders were hand chipping them, and different bars were associated. Like some bars would have a diamond, and some would have the sphere, and they were all known for like whatever their cube was.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, this is awesome.
Guys,
Here we
these
go.
are so
Cheers.
strong. I'm scared. I'm just gonna get the cherry. I just want the cherry.
It's a sipper. You don't have to shoot it.
And it's diluted. a
Okay, it
little
actually
bit.
is really nice.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
ice is melted. The ice is melted, and it's wonderful.
I'm gonna pour a little more whiskey and bourbon in yours. Elizabeth Pearce, thank you so
Cheers to
much.
you, Elizabeth.
You're
so much
welcome.
fun.
Thank
She
you.
does
Thanks,
these
everybody. I hope to
events-
see you in New Orleans.
Yes, come in New Orleans or come to Brennan's tonight. Brennan's of Houston. Take a look at that. That's tonight's information.
So,
about the
yes, she regularly does this, and tonight's event is Spirited Dinner with cocktail historian Elizabeth Pearce. Hello, we've been talking about her all the time. You go to Brennan's Houston at 6:30 p.m. It includes a 3-course meal, and of course, if you want more information, just go to HoustonLife.tv, click on the Seen on Houston Life section, and cheers.
You know
okay?
what? I was anticipating this, but this is actually delicious. I really love it.
A little scared.
It's so good.
Okay.